And welcome back in on this Friday afternoon. Silicon Slopes Tech Summit 2019 here at the Salt Palace Convention Center. We've had some fantastic speakers so far. We talked about just a little bit ago, right before we went on the air, Alex Rodriguez, the longtime Major League Baseball player, wrapped up a keynote address. We've heard from CEOs of Utah tech companies and others, and that continues here throughout the weekend. We also are seeing another interesting company here at the Silicon Slopes this year.
Wow.
This is Jeremy Andrus. He is the CEO of Traeger Grills, a product you and I both love.
We love Traeger Grills here in Utah, and I got a chance to talk with Andrus about the success of his company, because when you think of tech, I didn't necessarily think of Traeger to begin with, but after meeting with Andrus, wow, this is a company certainly on the consumer watch list, a company that's making a big name, not only here, but globally as well.
Tucked away in the heart of Sugar House in Salt Lake City, you'll find one of the fastest growing consumer products on the grilling market, Traeger.
We're going to win in the grilling industry. We're going to do to gas what gas did to charcoal back in the 70s. But we want to take it a step further.
Traeger's CEO, Jeremy Andrus, is no stranger to success. Once the CEO of Utah-based Skullcandy, in 2014, he took over Traeger, a 3-decades-old company founded in Oregon, and moved it to the Beehive State.
I saw a consumer who was in love with their Traeger. And then I saw how small the business was. And I said, there's magic here.
That magic? Taking a product that makes delicious food to the intersection of technology and commercialization.
Traeger takes all of the guesswork out. For example, I can put a steak on the grill, put a meat probe in the steak that's connected to my grill. My grill is connected to the cloud. The cloud is speaking to the app on my handheld device on my iPhone. And I say, I like my steak medium rare. I like it 140 degrees. I put it on there. I don't ever have to turn it because it's a convection cooking process.
Now, you can geek out over the technology behind the actual grill and its Wi-Fi capabilities, but the way Andrus has used tech to build Traeger's brand, its website, its app, its presence on social media, that in itself is a recipe for success.
You know, 25% of Instagram posts have food in it. And so our consumers are younger, and that's also why you walk in here and you see a younger team and a younger culture, because we're trying to speak to the millennials that are just buying houses and just buying their first grill. That's the future.
At Traeger's headquarters, it's a cross between traditional and a tech startup. There's a game room, multiple kitchens, and workrooms.
We cook for the company every single day. And part of that is it's an opportunity for us to test recipes. Yeah. But we also want to bring people together to eat our foods, like really live the lifestyle that we proclaim.
And the company is growing fast, with new product development labs coming soon.
We're building a whole new product development area, a clean lab to build the electronics, to test things. We're building a dirty lab downstairs that'll have all sorts of equipment.
Andrus credits some of Traeger's success to the entrepreneurial spirit in Utah.
5 years ago, I couldn't find a soul in Utah who had heard of Traeger, and it is all the rage now.
And now, he plans to take that Traeger passion to the world.
We don't believe there's any reason why we can't create such a better experience that we start to take share from ovens. And ovens not just in the U.S., but globally.
That was such a fascinating interview to go behind the scenes of this local company, really on the forefront of taking that company global. It was so cool to go behind the scenes and see that.
And what's amazing about that company in Traeger, that it's a company that relocated from the Pacific Northwest to Utah,
here.
right? And really grew here in the Beehive State.
But it's an example, Andrew, of how tech is in all aspects of our lives, from cooking to computers, you name it. So we're going to have more coming up after the break. We're going to tell you how you can get involved if you still want to come down here.